What's up, guys? Dominic here. I want to talk to you about my recap of 2023. And since my last year's recap has been very well received, I thought I might just make another video instead of writing everything down like I've seen most of people doing on Twitter, which is absolutely fine. I just think it's maybe a bit more personal to go over it in a video format. All of this is obviously very unscripted, so if there's anything I'm talking gibberish, I'm sorry. I just want to keep it like as natural as possible. So let me just jump into it. As last year, I have to say, like one of the biggest highlights of the year is you. This year, end of November, I have reached 10K followers on Twitter, and it's kind of like a big milestone for me because it just means that somehow the content that I put out there is appreciated by so many people that are also kind of following like the entrepreneurial journey, and it just means a lot to me. And furthermore, I just managed to meet again like so many new indie hacker friends in real life. For example, met Daniel in Ho Chi Minh City here. We had like a blast, and also spent quite a lot of time in Bangkok, where we grew a kind of small but growing community of indie hackers there. I met Adrian from Simple Analytics. Here's Leo from Plutio, Marian, really good friend working on his new project now, Ras from Charbrew, and a bunch of other projects as well. And as you can see, like we had a blast. There's also Jesse from Dropping Blog. It just like means a lot to me to meet all of these people that I kind of know from the internet as well in real life. And also continues here. There's a couple more friends that I have. Here's Alfonso and me in Bangkok. Alfonso smoking a cigar because I think he reached also 10K or something. And which leads me to the next part, like a really, really big part of this year, one of the biggest milestones in my life, I guess, which is hitting 10K MRR with HelpKit, the SaaS product that I've been building, which turns Notion pages into a professional help center or documentation page. And I mean, growing up, kind of thinking about like that I want to have a business one day that makes like ramen profitable $1,000 MRR-ish. Reaching this kind of goal really was like a big step. And back then I actually didn't really celebrate it that much because I was so much like focused on like growing it. And now kind of in retrospect, thinking about it, this is one of the things like that I'm truly grateful and super pumped to have achieved, and also just happy to continue growing. So yeah, that was a really, really big milestone in my indie hacker career, I guess. And I also launched like a couple of products for HelpKit as well. One of the biggest ones is the Help Center Academy that is free. You can check it out. It helps you to learn everything you need to know about like building help centers. Gives you inspiration as well. And then also launched HelpKit AI, which is like a chatbot based on like the Notion docs, which is also a thing that has been highly anticipated and was really well received. And moving on to something that's like really close to my heart, traveling. This year, traveled to 9 new cities in 6 countries. I think the place that I've spent the most time and really liked, I guess, in Southeast Asia was Bangkok. So first time in Bangkok, first time in Thailand, and I absolutely fell in love with it. If we just take a look of like just the scenery, how the city looks like, it just like was mind blowing to me. Knowing that these kind of places exist, I always like thinking about like New York, but never thought that like places like Bangkok have places that you can like spend time in and are fairly affordable, and you just get this like breathtaking view. Absolutely insane to me. Also went to Cambodia, Angkor Wat, and then also Phnom Penh, the capital. Found really cool coffee shops there, which I never really thought would be like possible. Then also we also spent like quite some time in Bangkok, indie hacking, growing a community, as I showed you previously. Here's us in this really fancy coffee shop, working, all hacking together, all indie hackers. It's also really fun. Then also spent some time on like Thai islands. It's really, really beautiful as well. Here's Marian eating at Din Tai Fung, my absolutely favorite restaurant in the whole world. I went fully minimalist. As you can see here, this is everything I own now. I really want to get rid of this bag as well, but it's just so hard for me. But this is everything I own, and really happy. And it's just more travel stuff. That was one of the apartment views, which is absolutely insane. And I also managed to start learning 2 new languages. I have been really practicing Indonesian quite a bit, but one of the things that I was like really keen to my heart since I spent some time in Bangkok was actually learning Thai. And with learning Thai, what I mean is that I managed to basically learn how to read and I guess pronounce. Really conversational, or not even like A1 level, I think I never got, because it was just so much. I managed to order coffee shops, introduce myself. But yeah, that was actually it. I guess like the only thing right now I can remember is ผมพูดภาษาไทยนิดหน่อยค่ะ but that's like everything I know. And I've also been practicing Indonesian quite a bit because I just really fell in love with the language, and also spending time in Bali. Right. Moving on to the next thing, which is sharing more lessons about my journey. Past year I've been like really busy, just working and grinding. This year I really wanted to just share even more things that I encountered and think can help other people. I've been on like a couple of more podcasts, especially about like digital nomading. Here in DVA was really cool. Also did like a full 2-hour podcast with Jürgen talking about like everything in life. If in DVA, we just talked much more about like traveling and my thoughts about it being a digital nomad, and also the reason why I'm an indie hacker. And then also shared like I started doing vlogs, just recording stuff that I've been doing, traveling in Southeast Asia, how's that working, sharing like my kind of tips and tricks, and also something I want to focus on like next year. And I also did my first podcast in German. I'm from Austria, speaking sort of German, and it was really, really happy for me to be invited, talking about bootstrapping in German. That was amazing too, here at the Happy Bootstrapping podcast. What's next? Well, the most important, if not the most important thing that ever happened in 2023, which is air fryer. I finally bought an air fryer, and as you can see, it's the shit. And if you don't really know like why you should get an air fryer, honestly, clearly you don't own an air fryer. Right, moving on. I went a bit viral. As you can see, in one day, I somehow managed to get to like almost 10 million impressions with this tweet, which basically was just a silly tweet about me giving ChatGPT, DALL-E, like the image generation AI, a prompt to make a working cat, and then made it like work harder and harder. And as you can see, like like millions of people saw it, but like also like hundreds of people like liked it, and this became like a whole thing. Like my whole day was just occupied with this, right? And it went all the way so far that I created an entire video Netflix style out of this entire thing, which you can check out if you want.
Whiskered protagonist ascended to the executive.
Also, like bunch of people on LinkedIn picked it up, retweeted it, like was absolutely insane. The next thing I want to talk about is trying out new products. I have been mainly focusing on HelpKit, but I've also been trying to just launch a couple of new products. One of them was like Hotspot Hero, which is an app that helps you to just have easier handling when you deal with like these hotspot pop-ups. Unfortunately, I never actually launched it because of like multiple reasons and like technicalities. And it's really sad, but it's been on the back burner for now. But that's gonna still be launched, but it's kind of like a bummer, I guess. Also talking about the negatives. I also launched like product video examples, which is this project that collects the most inspiring product videos and just helps to give you inspiration about that. Also ranked second on Product Time, which was really, really nice. And next thing, I launched FilmTypes. FilmTypes is this website I'm really proud of. It's this website essentially that teaches you everything about analog photography. And I completely redesigned the site. I think it looks absolutely stunning now. And it's like a passion project. I want to work on this year as well and like just grow, get sponsorships, which I'm really proud of because it just took so much time to gather like all of these data for different like analog film stocks, but more importantly now even cameras. So now FilmTypes shows you like most of the available analog film cameras as well, the pros and cons, example photos, how to use a camera, potential problems, much more. Something that I've been working on and like really happy about. And last but not least, I just want to quickly talk. I see we're pushing minute 11. If you're still here, you're absolutely amazing. I want to keep this below 15 minutes. I thought I'm going to keep it below 10, but yeah. Last thing I think I want to focus on here real quick is like living in the moment. I turned 26, and this year my social and physical health like improved a lot. And what I mean with this is that the past year I have been working relentlessly, and I've just been grinding every single day. And while that worked, and it actually was necessary, I guess, that grind was necessary, this year, because of HelpKit becoming so profitable, I could step a little bit back and I could focus a bit on like other aspects in life. My social life improved much more. I just lived in the moment more, you know, like I could take more breaks, and I sometimes maybe even took more breaks than I should have, or I don't know if that even exists, but I just could focus more. And that means a lot, I think, to me and like my life, because this year kind of showed me that it's also possible to like the reason why I'm actually doing all of this, right? Like if you're constantly in this grind set, you want to just grow to eventually sell or just keep it, right? Why are we building the thing we're building? And in my case, like I want to build a lifestyle business. And that's actually this year what it actually has been. It has been supporting exactly the lifestyle that I wanted to. And I think that's the beauty of like indie hacking. There is not that constant like CEO or like investors above you that keep pushing you. It's like you and yourself, right? Sometimes it's a trade-off, but in this year, like I was really happy that I had like much more of a, I guess, like work-life balance, I guess. But that's coming, I guess, here to the last part, which is this amazing article by James Clear, who talked about like the downside of like work-life balance. And I just wanted to briefly talk about this because I think it's really important. And that is the idea that like he feeling like guilty about grinding, you know, working a lot on your startup. And the TLDR of all of this is basically that James Clear came up with this like, kind of like system where he has like the 4 most like metaphorically essential parts of life and puts them on these like burners. And it's like health, work, family, and friends. And he says that like in order to achieve like success in all of the like in life, right, you have to sort of like at least deactivate 1 burner, or for exceptional success, deactivate 2, right? If you really want to succeed in work, you might have to like neglect a bit of your health and your family. Maybe keep your like your social friends status alive. But the idea is that like, you cannot keep all of these 4 burners alive. And when I like read this like 2 years ago, it really resonated with me and kind of helped me to think about life in a bit of a different way, because he comes up with like these kind of 3 ideas how to manage that trade-off. The first one is outsource burners. The second one is embracing constraint. You can read all about this, but the second one is like seasons of life. And I think that's the approach that I took, and I just keep on thinking is the best for me, which is like the importance of all these burners kind of vary over time. And kind of the approach suggests, you know, that you can't keep all these burners simultaneously, but over a lifetime, you can focus on all of these like at different times. And so this year, for example, as I mentioned, I worked much more on like my health part and like my, I guess, friend/family part, and maybe like my work part, like after mid of the year, just went like the flame went just slightly like less strong, like burning less strong. And that's it. That's what I think is important, like in life, in kind of like indie hacker life, is to think about this and kind of approach it in a seasoned aspect. I think is just really helpful. And last but not least, what's next? I obviously want to grow HelpKit, and I want to go to 20k MRR. I'm sort of close-ish, but like there's still a couple of like growth levers I need to, I think, take to get there. And I want to share more of my behind the scenes and especially tips and tricks about nomading, because I've seen people really liking that, and I have like so much to share. And last but not least, I want to be a bit more aggressive in terms of like shipping new products and monetizing them, which I haven't really been. Like I've just been like tinkering around, but I want to like actually build kind of like new stuff, keep my creative mind going, and make cool stuff again. And the other parts are just like staying fit, you know, and like meeting more awesome people from Twitter and other people. So yeah, if you want to know more, just stay in touch with me. You can subscribe to my newsletter where I post like stuff, I guess, earlier than I do on Twitter, or in more depth, which is just my website /subscribe. And last but not least, if you have listened all the way to the end now, you're absolutely amazing. And I won't even keep you longer here because this has been much longer than I anticipated. I love you. Have an amazing new year. And I guess see you soon.